What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of From the Sideline. I'm your host, Troy, and I need to clear my damn throat. Snuck some muffins in while the intro was going, but I'm your host, Troy. I'm back with the boys. What's up, fellas? How you guys feeling?
I'm good.
What's going on?
It's only us today, so stick
That's all
with
we
us.
need.
We here. We're gonna have a little fun with today's show. I got some stuff for these guys to think about, But we got Trent in the building. What's up, Trent?
Yeah, what's good? What's good? Glad we back.
We got Melvin back in the building. What's up, Melvin?
What's going on, everybody?
How you feeling?
We good. Got our first dub this on Sunday, so it was ugly, but we got it, so we're good.
You did, and it was ugly. Maybe you'll stop by that Friday show when we could talk about it.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
So I was thinking they were talking about, a lot of bust this and bust that on last Friday show. And I think, a lot of times Kwame Brown's name get brung up when we talk about like bust to bust and stuff like that. But I want to know if you guys had to place one guy in that conversation, like the top of being the bust in the last 20 years. Who would you
exclude Anthony Bennett? That's an easy answer.
Yeah. Blacklist him. Anthony Bennett's gone.
Man,
I hate to pick this person, but I'm only picking this person because of what other people in the draft did. But I would have to say Greg Oden.
That's kind of an easy one too. I should have blacklisted.
Yeah,
he's blacklisted, Mel. Pick another. We're blacklisted. Maybe you pick again.
How about Jay Williams from Duke?
Yeah.
1 year, Mr. 1 year motorcycle. That's the one that got a motorcycle accident, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad. He had some skill on him. Who you got?
Me, I'll probably say Dennis Smith Jr. Like coming out at NC State, he was supposed to be crazy. Out of high school, he had the pop.
That's not a bad one.
Like if you look at everybody, another one that was in that same draft class was Josh Jackson. He was another dude from Kansas. He was like a top 5 draft pick. Both of them dudes just like crazy coming out, and then like they just flop. It was just kind of crazy though.
That's a good name. I'm not gonna. What about Darren Williams?
What Darren Williams?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I was looking at some lists earlier, and his name was on it.
I mean, he was in the combo for the best point guard in the league.
All right. I just want to.
Yeah, I don't think his career flopped. I mean, like he went from being the best to like when he went to the Nets, he had like a good year or two, and then this one like.
It's like the Monstar stole his talent. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. I want to say a bust.
I would think Kenyon Martin was a bust.
Kenyon Martin?
He
was drafted number 1 overall in the draft class that wasn't that great.
Draft bust though?
Or are we talking about career bust?
I'll say career bust.
Oh, he knows what a career bust is. We gotta get out of here, Trent. We gotta get out of here.
Let's see, draft bust. Would you say Hasheem Thabeet was a draft bust?
Hell yeah. He's a bust, period. Hell
yeah.
Like that's Hasheem Thabeet, that's a bust. That's why I think of like bust. Like I want to say Kenyon Martin, because at least he was still like a heavy contributor to like a finals championship team. He wasn't like he didn't maybe not be a number 1 pick type of player, but he was still like contributing heavy. Like a bust to me is like like Hasheem Thabeet, Dennis Smith Jr., Josh Jackson, like those type of dudes, like those are like actual like NBA draft busts.
trying to
Mel
think.
response, nothing.
No, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Would you say that Johnny Flynn was a draft bust?
Yep. Which is sad from
Yeah,
Syracuse.
I just said Johnny Flynn.
Yep,
Yeah.
he was draft bust. Like all them dudes that
I
didn't
want to
pan
say
out
one
like at
name,
all.
but he wasn't drafted. But
Yeah,
just the hype he got from his little run.
I have to go look at like there's been a lot of NBA draft busts though. Like a lot.
Sebastian Telfair?
He was a role player for years. What pick he get drafted in? Was he a
Uh,
top pick? Did he not come out of high school or something like that?
yeah, he was Stephon Marbury's cousin. I know that. So I know a lot of people were high on him.
So wait, what was Kenyon Martin's projection when he came out? He was the number one
Yeah,
overall
he was
draft
number
pick.
pick.
Oh, what's up around the NBA? I was researching some stuff. I didn't see you in the chat.
He's
What's up,
on.
buddy?
Yeah.
He's on.
So Sebastian Telfair was a lottery
Mm.
pick in 04. Drafted 13th overall.
Wait, what did you, Mel? I want you to go back for a second. What did you say about Kenyon Martin? That he was the number one draft pick, and what was his scout saying about him when he was coming out? Like he was projected to be a superstar or a star in the NBA.
They were saying that he could have been like a all-star elite level talent. Just the fact that what he did at Cincinnati coming out, very highly athletic, but I just don't think his offensive game kind of emerged the way they thought that he would. I mean, yeah, he had some great years with New Jersey, and then he had that nice little role with Denver. But I think when you draft somebody at number one, you're expecting them to take you to that next level, and I don't think he was able to do that.
That's kind of fair, even though he helped him like heavily with the national.
So in New Jersey, Brooklyn, whatever you want to call them, 15, 7, and 2 assists with 1 block. That's what he averaged in his 4 years.
He was nice though in the Nets. So, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think
If he was projected to be an all-star, he only has 1 all-star. So it's like
it's like a yeah. I don't think
it's
Michael Kidd Gilchrist. That's a draft bust.
You could debate it. Like
Yeah.
you could debate it.
I think we look at Kidd Gilchrist different because he played with AD and they went back to back
Mm-hmm.
in the draft. So maybe that's why. I don't know. But
What about Austin Rivers?
no, because I don't think he was. I thought he's okay. Like I didn't think that he was gonna be that guy. Like so, I mean, I wasn't really high on him just coming out, just because you look at all the guards that came out of Duke.
What about Derek Williams, who drafted number 2 in 2011?
Yeah, Derek Williams. Yeah, I mean, they were talking about him being that guy too. Yeah, I definitely see Derek Williams as that somewhere as a draft bust too.
What about Nick Strauskis, drafted number 8 by the Kings 2014?
I mean, the Kings. I mean, the Kings mess up on a lot of their picks, so you can't really fault that for them though. So
yeah.
So.
Ooh, would you say Jahlil Okafor is a bust, or is that circumstance?
Nah, it's a draft bust.
Nah, that's circumstance.
You think
I wasn't that high on him coming out though?
Like, nah, I think he only went that high because Philly made it that way, bro. It was Philly trying to take a big man and try to make him into something. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Like, that's what it was, Trent. It was Philly because they did it, and then who they draft before him or after him? Nerlens Noel. And then right after that, Joel Embiid. They were looking for a big man that they could turn into a star, and they blew the pick, bro.
Yeah,
they blew it. So that's why I wouldn't call him. This is where I gotta go with GK. Like
what?
He's a draft bust, but I'm putting the asterisk next to that because Philly trust the process. Like same thing with
Markel
Nerlens
Fultz a draft bust?
Marcus Folk.
Markel
Fultz.
Markel Fultz. That's interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he still has more of a chance to do something with his career in basketball than Okafor and Nerlens Noel. That's the only reason why I would be hesitant to say yeah he's a draft bust, because even though he didn't work out for, unless you want to say a draft bust if they don't work out for their team, because what if he comes back and he has a full healthy season and he's within the range of 18 point guard or the 15 point guard, best point guard in the league statistically.
Yeah, I've heard people call Lonzo a draft bust.
Yeah, and then this you know what's crazy? I don't know if 18 is still here. He thinks Lonzo's a draft bust. I think he does, which is crazy to me.
You think he does, or he does?
I think like, I've seen him talk about it. I think he what's the name? I think I know he said he's a draft bust, which is kind of crazy to me. I want to say Lonzo a draft bust.
Oh yeah, he talking about his win. He beat you down.
Yeah,
beat you down in fantasy. Save it for Friday. I'm catching up late here. It's interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes a team can draft a guy too high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's on the team and not the player. Like Kwame Brown. I don't want to get stuck there, but I think it was more on where he got drafted to than the player that he could actually turn into if he had the right guidance to how to learn fundamentals and get out of the habits instead of a dragging on his fucking neck.
So was Adam Morrison a draft bust or a career bust?
Both. Yeah, he's draft bust, bro.
I don't understand why we starting. We started.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first from the sideline. Career bust and draft bust. I don't know where we got this from, but that's what it is today.
I just think if you're a bust, you're a bust. I don't think it's like
that's what I think. If you bust,
yeah, I don't think there's no like career version or like if you're a bust, you're a bust.
I don't think there's they're all the same. I think you can't control your draft.
If you bust, you bust. That's it.
Yeah, you can't control where you're drafted, but you can control how your.
It just depends on where you put it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you're a bust, you're a bust to me. I'm not with the career or the draft. Yeah, I could keep that. Like I said, I'm with this. Sometimes a team makes you a bust, and that's why I wouldn't call that player a bust. Like sometimes the situation they go into can. Yeah, thank you, Roddy.
Control.
Thank you, Roddy. You caught it. Thank you, Roddy. But yeah, like Kwame was one of them. I think Okafor is another. I think Nerlens Noel is another. I think Marshall Falk is another, and that's three by the same damn team. But I think the list goes on. Like, what about Marvin Bagley?
I was high on Marvin Bagley.
Me too.
I like him coming out.
But what about how much is that his situation?
Yeah, he was in Sacramento, so yeah.
But not even look what they were trying to do to him down the stretch. Like he wasn't like.
They did the same thing to Thomas Robinson too. He was a top 5 draft pick coming out of Kansas.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes
and Ben McLemore too. So
sometimes it is on the damn team, not the player. That's why I wanted to have this conversation, because I kind of knew we would get to that common ground that there are busts that do well in college, come out supposed to do something, just ain't ready for the NBA. And then they get smacked on and they become nothing. Jeremy Lin. But there are others that just get put into bad situations and they don't come back from it. And then you have the third category, which is the ones that get injured. Sam Bowie, Brandon Roy, guys that Grant Hill, guys that can't play no more or can't play to their full potential because they're always injured.
Oh yeah, I would say Grant a draft bust either though.
I wouldn't say he's a draft bust.
Yeah, Grant. Yeah, he's not a draft bust.
No, but I'm not saying the other two I just named a draft bust either.
Sam Bowie?
No. Sam Bowie is two things, right? He falls into the injury and he falls into being drafted too high. They drafted him way too high.
Well, yeah, that 84 draft was stacked. They're calling that one of the best drafts in the history of basketball because
they drafted him way too high.
Came with one, and that draft had Barkley, Jordan, Stockton, all those guys in it. So
that's what I was saying about Sam Bowie. I know what he did in college. I watched the doc. Like I know he was a beast, but he still got drafted too high. Just my opinion. Sam Bowie. I know you on the farm with your horses. That's still what you do. You feel me? But you got drafted too high, my boy.
I mean, that's what a lot of people say about Darko too, because he was in the 03 draft and he got drafted number 2 by Detroit, and then behind him you had Carmelo, Bosh, and Wade at 3, 4, and 5. So
Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like situation it matters too. But like if you a bust, you a bust. And
See, the NBA is different because they don't draft based on the best player available. They draft based on need. So it's like Detroit felt like they didn't need like a Melo because they already had Trayshawn Prince. They already Tayshaun Prince. They already had Richard Hamilton. So they needed like a legit forward to back up Rasheed. So that's why they drafted him instead of going with
Yeah, but you
Melo.
gotta weigh your options better.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. They definitely, they definitely missed on that one just based on what those other three did in their careers. All three of those guys are first ballot Hall of Famers. So, but they drafted a lot of the NBA player, all the NBA teams they draft based on need, not by best available.
What
So
about Sheldon Williams? I forgot about this dude.
he was a defensive big. Didn't really have an offensive game. I think he kind of looked better because he played with guys like Elton Brand and Carlos Boozer and all those guys. So I think he was kind of just like lumped in with those guys. So I wasn't really high on Sheldon Williams coming out.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember that dude. You trying to say yeah?
yeah, he got a point. So I mean, like, yeah, it's just like I don't know. Like NBA is different, of course, to NFL. It's I don't know. Like me, if you be drafted highly, you can perform well, like overall, you just a bust. But of course, situation does matter too.
No, situation has to matter because a lot of times if you put those guys on better in a better situation where they have people that could develop them, they'll be way better players. Even if they're not high impactful scorers or something, their fundamentals will be there. Their growth will be there. Their IQ will be there.
Yeah, but you got to look at some of those teams that are consistently drafted in the lottery. Like you look at Sacramento, you look at Detroit, you look at teams like that who have very dysfunctional front offices and are swapping coaches every 3-4 years.
Ooh.
That kind of plays a part in that too. So
Is Blake Griffin a bust?
Hell no.
no, he's not a bust.
Nah, yeah. I remember I saw that. I saw that in a video on TikTok before. That shit was crazy.
What about Andrew Bogut?
Nah,
Got a championship.
nah. One. I could.
You know who is one for me? Andre Bayani is definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's a draft bust.
Yeah, I can see.
What about Elton Brand?
Mm-mm.
No?
No.
Hell no. Yeah, like some people think Andrew Wiggins is a draft bust, but I don't think he is though.
I never thought he was. I just think that they put unrealistic hype on him because
He
of
had
who
one
he
of the
was
greatest
and how he in
picks.
that draft day trade that he had. So I think that he thought that he was going to come to the league and average 25, 8 and 8, which is very unrealistic for something like that to do. And I feel like the fact that he didn't do that, he was around the 17, 18, 19 point range. They thought he was a bust because of that.
Yeah.
But he's proven otherwise, like he's always put up decent numbers. I just think that people just kind of like don't understand that because like he's always mentioned in trade rumors and he's always that role player, not that first or second guy. So
Yeah, for sure.
but that's what happens when you get put in. If you
The
get put in a good
NBA.
culture in a good situation, look what happens. He went to Minnesota, wasn't a good fit. And then, he comes to Golden State trying to prove himself. He's playing with veterans who have won before.
And he had a good staff there to teach him fundamentals of the game, to show him his game, to let him like be in himself. Like that's why I'm saying like situation. And I always say this to these guys: situation should be at the top of your list when you're looking at these players and what they have done. Like because if they're not in the right situation, you can't expect them to succeed in that. Like you cannot. Like, and that's where you guys get the empty stats from. It's like a guy like Kevin Garnett on the Timberwolves, a guy like Boo Wop in the chat, but on the screen.
What up?
Nigga. We don't support potting and driving.
Hey, I'm
He's the
dedicated.
master of it.
But as long as you keep your eyes
From
on the
the
road, and not on
sideline
the
to the
screen.
death of me.
This nigga stupid. let me put my mouse on the damn end button just in case something bad happened because Boo Wop want to sit over here and blink. But what were we talking about? Andrew Wiggins situations? Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. When you're looking at a player and you're ranking players, situation needs to be at the top of your list because it's like if they're not in the right situation, if they're not in a place where they have the front office that believes in them, the medical staff that nutritions their body the right way to keep them on the court, like to them themselves as something there to motivate them to keep working on their game. If you don't, them players don't have that, or if they don't have the right type of people around them, like Michael Jordan, it's not the right type of person you want to have around a rookie that you think is going to be something, unless that rookie has the hardest stone and his nickname is the brick box. I don't know because it's like that's hard. Like you got to understand, like mentally getting beat on, like by a dude like Michael Jordan that's at the top. This nigga, there's no one above him in basketball at that time. Nobody you can argue above him, but probably Kareem. Some people say, right? So, like, situation has to matter because if I go to a team and I'm only getting 10 minutes, and then I become a free agent, I go to another team and they're willing to give me 25 minutes, and now all of a sudden I went from a 4-point scorer to a 13-point scorer. Now it's like, oh, okay, he can put the ball in the basket. Like, yeah, just give me a chance, put me in the right situation. And it's just like for me, another guy and I always say that comes to mind is Jordan Clarkson. Like when he was with the Lakers, all right, you can see he had some game in him. Then all of a sudden he got traded to the Cavs, and it was like, oh, all right, this guy might not be that guy. He goes to the Jazz in his first season there, he's 6th man of the year.
Yeah.
Situation matters. So
I think opportunity is what really matters, though.
that too. That's what I mean about the minutes. Opportunity and situation matters.
Yeah, and both of them, it's like hand in hand too, for the most part, though. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think Jordan Clarkson has been the same player pretty much his whole career, but he just had more value in Utah.
Yeah, but I also think the
that.
situation was better in Utah.
It was better suited for him because they didn't have another scorer, like another, you know what I'm saying, other than
they didn't have. But even with that, you didn't have to. He wasn't playing with all the pressure of spot up shooting and not being able to get into his rhythm. He was able to come in the game and be something for the team. And it's like you got to feel that too when you're on the team. You got to feel like you're a part of the team. And I think a lot of guys, when you play with a guy like LB, he puts a lot of pressure on you. When you play with a guy like MJ, he puts a lot of pressure on you. And some people just can't handle that pressure. Some people just can't get the job done. But you go take them to another situation that has a different approach, right? And they don't coddle them, but they're not shoving shit down their throat. They're finding ways to get through to this guy, and then all of a sudden he becomes a better player. Like all of a sudden he starts to refine his game and work on his game, and now you see something in him. Like, all right, this is the thing we saw from you when the team drafted you. This is what the scouting report says that you could have done, and now you're there. And it was because you have all these people around you that want you to win. A lot of times these players go to teams and the team don't want to win, right? Team not looking to win. They want to keep getting lottery picks. But on top of that, they don't have their players back. They're not looking for their players to win and succeed. They're not giving them the best opportunity to be themselves. Like, hey, we're going to tank this year. We're going to put a bad team together. Like,
no, that's the difference between being drafted by a big market team, a big market franchise, and a small market franchise. So.
I don't really personally believe that it's hard to play with Michael Jordan, though. Like, I mean,
no.
40-year-old.
I'm talking about a rook. Yeah, I'm talking about a rook.
Yeah. I think Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, all them boys did fine playing under Mike.
Yeah, but that's a different. That's the mentality of going into it. Like that was the mentality of everybody back then. Like tough. That's just who they were. Tough.
Oh, you talking about if Mike was in today's game?
No, I'm talking about Mike being 40 and knowing what he has done in the game and having Kwame Brown, who's 18 years old, coming out of high school at that time, I believe.
Right.
And having that pressure of having to try to live up to this guy who's the greatest of all time, while also being mentally like beat down by the guy. Like,
and then you have Adam Morrison too, who got drafted by Jordan.
Charlotte, yeah. I mean, but with the Kwame Brown situation, I think that's the one time I can look at Mike's career and say he did something like truly foul to me. Like, like that situation was not cool from the stories that I hear. Like, it was not cool. Like, he bullied Kwame from what I heard. So like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's
And what is he
I
supposed to
think
do?
that's Mike sitting at the throne and just feeling like he can do whatever he want because he owned it. I think he owned a percentage of the team at that time, right? Something like that.
Yeah, something
Or
like
he
that.
whatever. Like I
He
think
came out the
that's
box to
why
sell
he
tickets.
did what he did. Like in a sense, like he was just really he was on a mission. Like in his way, in his mind though, like I'm grooming a young kid, like because that's what they used to do. But it's like Mike, you gotta realize it's a new day too, and he's straight out of high school. Like you
Straight
can't
out
do
of high
that,
school.
man, like that. Like he
And then,
the only number one pick that I could think of in recent years that didn't get the keys to the city. Like most number
that's
one
true.
draft picks get the keys to the team, like day one. He didn't.
That's true.
No, he got to take this mental abuse. Day
But
one.
we also,
That's what he got.
but do you think it has an effect on him when you go from like a player who's had the accolades like Michael Jordan does to being an executive? Do you think that plays a part in it too as well, where you have to be like, you're not a player anymore, so you have to kind of like take those unrealistic expectations
But
on
Mike was playing at the time he was doing that to Kwame, was he not?
You talking about more so now, right?
Yeah, like more as an executive.
Like
I mean, we see the same
Charlotte
thing with like,
Bobcats.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's hard though, because I just look at everybody that Mike drafted. You know, like nobody has truly succeeded outside of Kimber. Like
And Lonzo.
Michael Kidd,
I mean,
none of them cats.
LaMelo. You can say
Melo,
LaMelo.
okay, I give you Melo too. I give you Melo. I ain't gonna stuff.
And that's just probably because of his skill and talent, but
Yeah,
and that probably could be the same for Kemba too. I don't know. I know we don't
I
like
just
Kemba
think
on this show.
Mike just make it hard because he comes to the practices and shit. Like that shit intimidating when you're a young player. Like to see the GOAT in practice and shit. Like he just chilling. Talking about some boy lace him up. You like, boy, for real? Like, man, like you fuck around and bust my ass in this little 1v1 like he did OJ Mayo. Like people afraid of that shit. They hear the stories, and I just think like playing under them circumstances is very intimidating.
Oh, 100%. These guys now. Can you imagine? I'm LaMelo, and the guy who's looking down on me if I miss a three is the GOAT. Why the GOAT got to be staring at me? Right?
I don't think Melo gonna like go for that shit, bro.
Man, I mean, Melo give a damn.
Nah, he gives it in.
Like he cared, but like
he gives it in.
he cared, but he gonna hoop regardless though. Like,
No, 100%.
Yeah.
And then he knows his dad will back him if he get the fuck up out of there too. So it's like, get him to LA, get all three of them, go to the Bulls, and then all we got to do is get LeAngelo there. Go to the Bulls. All we got to do is get LeAngelo.
You're silly.
Hey, that's what he gonna be telling him. That's his plan. You don't think he still has a plan for all three of them to play on the same team? Yes, he does.
Of course he does. Yeah.
Yes, he does. And if Jordan letting them go, he's like, yo, let's do it. But how would that work? It would be what? Lonzo at the 1, LaMelo at the 2, and LeAngelo at the 3?
I don't think it can work till one of them is not trying to be a star no more. Like Lonzo's still even though he's not better than LaMelo, I think he's still somewhat of a third option on a lot of championship teams, third or fourth option rather. Like from what he's shown, and I don't know.
He's Michael Porter Jr.
I don't know. Michael Porter Jr. to me
Melo at
is
the 3,
guy
GK?
that can be.
At the
That could probably be a number 2 option. Like
I think he's 6'7". I think that's why.
I think he need to be on his own team for one to like so we can truly see like what it is with this kid. Like I just think he kind of don't fit the third option role. Like his game don't look like a third option.
Eric Pascal, undersized big.
You say who?
No, I'm talking to GK. He said LaMelo sees the tallest one. I said size don't matter nowadays. LeAngelo definitely could play the 3.
Facts.
You feel me? The undersized 3. It's all over the league. So I wanted to let's move on. I want to get to this. I was just looking up like some NBA stuff, and I saw these potential trades, and I was like, all right, this probably was like at the beginning of the trade deadline. Yeah, the September 9th. No, this was actually today. I guess I don't. All right, so I saw somebody liked it, and I wanted to see if you guys is like agree with it or you disagree with it. All right. So the first one I see is the Hawks and the Nets. The Nets get Clint Capella, and Hawks get Joe Harris and Cam Thompson.
What's the full trade again?
Capella for Joe Harris and Cam Thomas.
What the fuck? Hell no.
No.
If I'm Atlanta, I'm not giving them ammo to beat us. That's setting Brooklyn up to beat y'all.
Nah, yeah, as of right now, they need Clint Capella.
Right.
I think the Hawks kind of need him.
Yeah, they have an undersized backcourt, so they kind of need that rim protection.
He's trading him for dudes like Cam Thomas's not gonna start,
I do
and
think
then
the
there'll be no person to trade.
Harris ain't it.
Like you got what's his name? You got DeAndre Hunter, and who else? Who was the shooting guard? I forgot. Bro name. You got DeAndre Hunter, and they got somebody else.
They got DeJounte gonna play the shooting guard, right? DeJounte Murray, right?
Oh yeah, and they got DeJounte Murray. They
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, that's just like a useless trade.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. The next one is a 2023, which I guess would have been next year. Second round pick via Portland for Rudy Gay, and that's Boston and Utah in a Jazz trade.
Well, you said what?
Yeah.
So Rudy Gay
So
with
this is
Boston?
Boston Celtics and the Utah Jazz. Boston gives up a 23 second round pick, and they get Rudy Gay.
Is he a replacement for Gallinari being down?
Yeah, that's the case. If that's the case, and that's all right. I mean, like I can see that happening. Not a bad trade. You said 2023 second rounder.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a. Yeah, I would. I mean,
That's all right. Like nothing crazy. That's not bad. Like what GK said, that's not bad.
All right. I got the Hornets and the Spurs. Mason Plumlee and a top 10 protected 25 first round pick for Jakob Poeltl.
For who?
Jakob Poeltl.
they're pretty much the same.
The center for the what's the name of the Spurs?
They're pretty
You
much.
said Plumlee? Hell no.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That don't make sense.
No, sir.
Who I said don't make no sense.
Nah, that don't make no sense. Nah.
All right, we got a trade here between the Bulls and the Pistons. Kobe White and Javonte Green for Alec Burke.
Again, another useless trade. Another.
Yeah, that's not gonna help anybody.
All them shits is useless, bro.
I found this one interesting because I was like, why? Why would I give this guy up? But Kevin Love. No. I said, I didn't say nobody. I'm about to say it now. I said, I don't know why they would give this guy up, but you got Kevin Love, the Tim Hardaway Jr., what's his name? Burton's? What's his name?
Oh, David Burton's?
Yeah, there you go. Him and a 26 first round pick.
For who?
Kevin Love. So Kevin Love for Tim Hardaway Jr., David Burgess, and a 26 first round pick.
No.
Kevin Love is like he's turned into that 6-man role. He played really well last year, and he's going to be key off that bench with Karis LeVert. So I wouldn't do it.
Me personally, that's just like another useless trade. Like I feel like the game, like what Mel just said. Caleb did play very well in the 6-man role. So like, you getting Davis Burton, he can shoot the pill, but like, and then Tim Hardaway Jr. It's like, you don't really need that. It's a reach.
Yeah, so this one don't make sense to me either, but this is the Rockets and the Heat. Eric Gordon for Duncan Robinson and a lottery pick, 23 first round pick.
I'll do it straight up without the pick.
Yeah, it's that I would
straight up. Eric Gordon's like 36.
Duncan Robinson defense is so bad, and our defense is already not good. So we just adding another worst defender that can just shoot.
Yeah, I know because Duncan Robinson fell out the rotation last year. He was getting no PT in the playoffs, so I figure you can get Eric Gordon at least.
He's 34 in December.
So
yeah, I don't. Nah, I want me. Nah, I mean, for future wise, I mean, how old is Eric Gordon? Like what, 33, 34?
How old is who? How old is who?
The Eric Gordon. Like
34. He'll be 34 in December.
Yeah, it's like I mean, it can go both ways. Like for the future, yeah, I'll do it. But like right now, probably not. I don't know.
So this one is interesting to me. This is one that's really interesting. And I just saw this one because I didn't go all the way down. The Indiana Pacers and the Lakers.
Yes. I already know what you're gonna say. Yes, I've been calling for that trade for the longest.
Buddy Hield.
Yes.
And Miles Turner
Mm-hmm.
for Russell Westbrook and 27 first round pick and a 29 first round pick.
If the Pacers
Yes.
did that trade, they will look dumb as hell. Why the fuck? Like, no. It'd be good for the Lakers. For
That's
sure.
why I want it.
100% good for the Lakers.
Like,
I want it.
it's really low key a robbery. Like, you don't, especially because you already, how many guards they just signed? They got like Dennis Schroeder. I could have swore they sound. Yeah, Dennis Schroeder.
No, I'm looking at this next trade I'm about to say, and I'm like, hell to the nah.
And they got Patrick Beverly. Like,
They got Pat Bev. They got a whole bunch of guards, and then you got Buddy Hield, who they need a shooter, and then Miles
Turner,
Turner,
who can protect the paint, who can
Miles
step out
Turner
and
can
shoot a
protect the
little
paint,
bit.
and he can shoot a little bit. Yeah, that'd be a great trade for the Lakers. Hell no for the Pacers. Hell no.
GK going off about Plumlee over here.
Yeah, I don't know why.
All right, so the Clippers and the Hornets. This is a fuck no trade to me. Norman Powell and Marquise Morris for Gordon Hayward.
You said Norman Powell and who?
Marcus Morris.
For who?
Gordon Hayward.
Hell no.
To the nah.
Like Gordon Hayward injured, like he stay hurt now.
To the
The reason why you drafted,
no.
no reason why you traded for Norman Powell, so you can see how he looks with Kawhi and PG together. So you can't bail on that before that even happens.
I mean, I would like that for the Grizz. I would like this for the Grizz. So Grizzlies and Jazz, Danny Green and a lottery pick, 23 protected first round pick for Jordan Clarkson.
Say that again?
Yeah, I mean, because Danny Green's hurt. He's not playing next year. So
Grizzlies and Jazz, Danny Green and the lottery protected 23 first round pick for Jordan Clarkson.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I like that for the Memphis.
But Danny Ainge, he's gonna want more picks. So
yeah, for sure. But that's not bad.
He done got a boatload of picks. He don't need no more. He can't fit.
I mean, Sam Presti has a lot, but he still wants picks too. So
I got another one. The Bucks and the Jazz, Brooke Lopez and a 29 first round pick for Jordan Clarkson. I like Jordan Clarkson on the Bucks. I'm not gonna lie, coming off the bench and replace Grayson Allen.
Yeah, I'll for sure be good for the Bucks.
But I like Lopez at the 5.
Yeah, they would just be giving up their size.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand though. So you lose something though. So I mean, like, it's all right, trade. Nothing too crazy though.
All right, so we got a Pelicans and Nets trade. Jonas Valanciunas and Gary Temple for Joe Harris, Iman Summert, I don't know how to say his name, and a top 10 protected 2018 first round pick.
I wouldn't do it because Valanciunas played really well last year.
Yeah, I was just.
And now you're hoping to add Zion back to that mix. So I definitely think he's essential for that team.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, that's no, I'm not doing that trade at all.
Oh, wow. The Knicks and the Thunder. Evan Fournier, Quentin Grimes,
Yeah.
Cam Reddish, and a 23 first-round pick, a 25 first-round pick, and a 27 first-round pick for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Isn't essentially the same trade they offered
Donovan Mitchell?
Donovan Mitchell said they didn't put RJ Barrett in it?
Yeah. Damn. Imagine that Thunder actually accepted that shit. They'd have so many first rounders.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, that shit.
I'm not taking that.
So you have Jalen Brunson and Shai in the backcourt with Barrett, Randall, and Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, but SGA, a franchise piece. I wouldn't do that.
So I got a 76ers and Pacers trade. Tobias Harris and a 28 first-round pick swap and a 29 first-round pick for Buddy Hield.
No, because you have Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. I think it's probably just too much, and I'd rather just keep him.
Suns and Jazz. Jay Crowder, Landry Shaman, and a 23 first round pick for Bojan Bogdanovic.
Wait, you said who? Wait, so who again?
Jay Crowder, Landry Shaman, and a 23 first round pick for Bojan Bogdanovic.
3. That's really not bad because he can really shoot. But you lose Jay Crowder in defense.
But yeah, I'm not giving up Jay Crowder.
Yeah, you lose Jay Crowder.
He's too much. Yeah, he's too much for the team.
Yeah, I think that's just too much for one player.
Yeah, he's too much for the team. No, I mean he means too much to like the Sun.
You said who? Jay Crowder and who?
Jay Crowder, Landry Shaman, and a 23 first round pick for Bojan Bogdanovic.
It's too much.
That's too much for Bojan. He not that, G.
That's like you trying to offload contracts. Like I got a Trailblazers and Knicks, Julius Randle, and a 23 first round pick via Dallas for Josh Hart and Shaedon Sharp.
Oh, you talking about the rookie?
No.
Nah,
because you got Jeremy Grant. So
Yep.
you're going to have Jeremy Grant and Julius. That's going to clog up the middle pretty bad.
Yeah, too. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, that's not ideal.
Ooh, I wonder if G Baby would like this pick. The Kings and the Nuggets. Harrison Barnes, Rashad Holmes, and the top 5 protected 23 first round pick for MPJ.
That's too goddamn much.
That's too much. Nigga, no, decline. Get that off my desk.
I'm definitely declining that shit.
That's a lot.
That's too much.
How many games did he play?
That's too much for somebody who hasn't played in how long?
They said, why Sacramento does this? Michael Porter Jr. is a 24-year-old with superstar upside. I'm not reading no more. I'm not reading no more at all. I'm not reading no more of that. Okay, you got that wrong, buddy. All right, Raptors and Jazz. Thaddeus Young and a 26 first-round pick for Jordan Clarkson. No. We had 3 Jordan Clarkson trade, and I think only one of them got used.
Nah, I'm not doing that one.
The Wizards and the Knicks. Will Barton for Derrick Rose.
You said who?
Will Barton for Derrick Rose.
Nah.
No,
I'm not doing that either. I won't do that either at all. Nah. Hell no. Love Derrick Rose, but no.
Oh, that was it.
Shit.
That was it. So
I might do it, goddamn.
I got a connector, right? The reason why I went through all those and got you guys warmed up because I got a connector. So we know some of the biggest trades that did not happen in the NBA. Chris Paul to the Lakers, Sean Kemp to the Bulls for Scottie Pippen, Olajuwon when he requested a trade, and that the infamous one, Kobe to the Bulls,
You said Kemp for Pippen.
What?
Kemp for Pippen. Kemp for Pippen.
Yeah, there was a Kemp for Pippen trade.
Yeah, Jordan said if you would have traded him, they would have retired.
So it was.
I know it was a Pippen and T-Mac trade.
It was a Pippen and Will Perdue and their 21st overall pick to Seattle for Sean Kemp and Ricky Price. And
I think they were trying to draft T-Mac in that trade. When they did that.
Right.
Sean Kemp was 4 years younger at Pippen at that time, so I can understand somebody younger, same size. I don't know if that works out the same.
That's what made Jordan the GOAT. He was that loyal to this motherfucker Scottie Pippen, man, and he out here.
Nah, I said George Karl. I think it said George Karl. Yeah, George Karl decided to keep his all-stars together.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Barkley almost got traded to the Lakers before he got drafted to the Suns.
So I want to ask you, and you guys, if you want to throw some other ones in here, which one, right, would have impacted the NBA more? The Kobe trade to the Bulls?
No, CP3 to
or
the
the
Lakers.
Chris Paul?
CP3 easily.
Easy.
Because that I ain't gonna say they're gonna do a back-to-back, but I can guarantee they're gonna get a ring.
Shit,
I don't think a lot of people realize what the Lakers were giving up in that trade, though. They were giving up Lamar Odom and Pau Gasol in that trade.
and expecting Andrew Bynum to be the future. You're right, but I think ultimately Bynum stock was so high that they was gonna still trade Bynum for Howard. They could have still pulled that
No,
off.
yeah, I
But he
thought
was,
yeah, I thought after the CP3 trade, that's when Dwight still wanted to go. Well, he still wanted to leave, right?
yeah, he still
Shit.
wanted to go to LA. I think he would have still found the way because they essentially traded Bynum for Dwight Howard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
essentially.
But yeah, I was low-key
I
heated when
think it
that
could have
trade came
still
out.
happened,
I
but
was
I
like,
get the pause though. Like when you think about, I think like I'm always a person that always said the NBA did right by the New Orleans Hornets. Like they did, like in the long run, because if they would have got Lamar and Pau Gasol, I think that's what they was gonna get. They were gonna not be a number one. You know what I'm saying? Not in the hunt for the number one draft pick. They would have missed out on Anthony Davis. So I think like everything, even though they don't have Anthony Davis today, obviously, but I
it
still
worked
think
out
that you
then.
couldn't miss out on that pick. Yeah.
And then I'm looking at that Kobe trade. I don't even think I think he could have been in that same situation he was in LA because they said they would have gave up. The Lakers would have received Luol Deng, Ben Gordon, Tyrese Thomas, and Joakim Noah in that deal.
That's why he wasn't
Yeah,
going.
Yeah, so he would have been. I
Because
feel like he would have been in the same situation he was before getting Pau Gasol, was just losing, just averaging a whole bunch of points and shit in the Chicago.
Yeah.
yeah.
If he did, yeah.
And he definitely like Kobe. That's why I
Yeah, and they
just
said
said
that
like
Kobe didn't
he
want
just wanted some
Dang to
help.
be traded,
Because
Luol Deng to be traded because he thought he would be a legitimate teammate for him.
yeah, like that's all he asked for was Luol Deng. Like damn,
Yeah.
he can't play with Luol Deng. Like Luol Deng at his best is a number 3 option. Like god damn, they finna trade. The Lakers was bogus. That's how they ensured to keep Kobe. Like I get they supposed to do that. Like you supposed to push the hey. They just knew they couldn't trade Kobe, like, because he had that no trade clause.
What about
They couldn't just trade him.
I remember there's like a trade room when they were saying like before KG got traded to the Celtics, he was on the Suns were really high on him. That
He
could have
called
been
Kobe too. He
KG.
called Kobe too. He said
That could have been a huge trade. Steve Nash and
he didn't
KG.
want to play for Pill. That's why KG didn't go to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Which I don't know
Right.
why, but yeah, that was.
I didn't know
that was
Kyrie
weird.
almost went to the Bucks. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I'm
Kyrie.
saying.
Still imagine
I
it.
think we're on the same page. Sure.
Oh yeah, the T-Mac to
Yeah.
Philly.
Yo.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, definitely would.
James Harden to Golden State.
Hey, James Harden to Golden State's probably crazy as hell.
James Harden will say, no, but yeah, that CP3 trade to the LA would have changed the whole landscape of that.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have Lob City without. If that were to happen, Lob City would never existed.
Yeah, but what about that? Remember, I could have swore there was like a remember like the Kobe Bron, the mega trade shit, like just a swap.
Yeah,
That was like a rumor before.
Yeah, I remember that.
That would be that probably be the big one, probably one of the biggest trades ever. Just
Dirk
a big
Nowitzki and Steve Nash to the Raptors.
Oh,
I
wait,
remember
when?
that.
What year?
In 2002.
So when still with Vince Carter?
Mm-hmm.
That's an NBA Finals team. Nah, that's definitely an NBA Finals team.
I remember that rumor that was happening. I remember that.
Oh, but they was trading. Vince Carter was in the package.
Oh, damn.
Vince Carter, Antonio Davis, and Glenn, whatever his last name is.
That's tough then. Super tough.
Ooh, he said that he was unwilling to part ways with Vince Carter for two players who at the time seemed unproven. It's interesting.
I mean, at that time, you're not lying. Like, especially with Vince Carter when he was already established.
Kobe almost got traded to the Clippers. I mean, MJ almost got traded to the Clippers.
Yeah, I heard it. I saw that.
I mean, Kobe almost got traded to Detroit too. That was gonna be for like yeah, I think that was gonna be with Richard Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, and I think some picks.
Mm-hmm.
Would have went to Lakers for Kobe in Detroit.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's CP3 trade. That's a 30 for 30 waiting to happen. I'm surprised they haven't made that yet.
Yeah, I wish that trade would have happened, but he never did.
I mean, we wouldn't even talk about the Clippers now if that trade would have happened. They wouldn't have got a Kawhi or they wouldn't have got PG-13 if that trade didn't happen.
That's definitely true.
I know that was years down the line, but the Clippers would have been the Clippers of before. And I don't think they would have drafted Blake Griffin knowing they had Chris Paul.
Yep. It's already. I wish some of these trades happen though. Just some of them.
What the hell? Oh, this is in all sports.
What happened?
Charles Barkley is traded to the Lakers.
They was, and he got drunk, and then they told him that he wasn't going to trade, so he played in Philly drunk.
Reggie Miller signs with the Knicks.
Ew.
Nah. Tim Duncan signs with the Magic.
Oh yeah, that's all Doc Rivers saw. I heard about that story.
Yeah, I think Tim Duncan asked if he could have family around the planes, and he said no. So that's why he said nope. Yeah. So they would have had T-Mac Grant Hill and and Tim Duncan.
That's
great.
That was the super team they from the mid.
Oh man, yeah, that Chris Paul trade still hurts.
Yeah, that Chris Paul trade. I wonder what was the true reason why he vetoed it.
Well, because the NBA owned the Hornets, they didn't have a true owner, so they felt.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying what was the real reason?
Probably too overpowered.
Chris Paul and Kobe.
I think at that time, Chris Paul was probably the best point guard in the league, and then you have the best two guard in the league. He probably was thinking he was probably just thinking like that,
God damn, what that nigga driving an X4, nigga?
My mama, I blinked and missed his ass. That's motherfucking speed.
He said, I could go 120 like it's nothing. Oh, man.
I'm doing 35. I ain't got time for that shit.
So what is one, this is the last one I got. What is one trade that you would have liked to see happen that almost happened for your particular basketball team?
I mean, other than CP3 going to the Lakers, I wish they would have did the Miles Turner and Buddy Hield for Russell Westbrook and those two first round picks. I wish they do that.
It makes sense.
Nah, that'd be a robbery though.
Makes fucking sense.
No, it definitely would have been a robbery. Oh shit. You said that did happen or didn't happen?
No, that you would have liked that didn't happen. So a trade that your team was going to make that didn't happen.
I gotta think about ours.
Or signing. You could do a signing and make it easier.
Shit. Oh, what's his name? I forgot. It was like a draft night. We were supposed to. It was a room that we was gonna get Matisse Thybulle. We was gonna trade Eric Gordon to the 76ers. I wish that would have happened, but it didn't because we definitely needed a defender on the Rockies. So us getting Matisse Thybulle, a young defender, that definitely would have helped us. Plus getting rid of Eric Gordon. You know, he's still a good player. He's just old.
Yeah. Well, definitely old. He can still shoot the ball.
I'm tripping. I was going to talk about a trade I didn't want to happen.
Yes. You want to do that? Go ahead. Hey, do whatever you want.
Well, a trade I didn't want to happen, and I know a lot of people going to be like, but they still want a ring, was the Ron Artest for Trevor Ariza trade.
Why you True, why you were your eyes?
I did, and I looked up I had to think about it.
I think that aged the Lakers fast. Trevor was a elite perimeter defender at that time, could knock the three down, and took a lot of pressure off of Kobe. To me, I think Kobe trusted him in bigger moments. I say this. I think he would have just blossomed a little bit better in the Lakers, with the Lakers, versus how his career ultimately panned out. He was guaranteed to probably be a back-to-back champion. So I
Well,
just think like that
yeah,
aged the
but he
Lakers.
left in free agency because of that, though. I mean, he got paid. He got like a 5-year, $30 million
Yeah,
contract.
yeah, he got a multi. I think it was like 80 million or something like that.
Yeah, so he got a big deal going to Houston. So I can't blame him for taking the money. So
I know he got to get that money. I'm definitely not against players getting their money. I'm just talking overall though. Like I just think the Lakers should have just offered him that bag though. Like he could have been. I ain't gonna say the future, but he could have been a big part of the future. Like to me.
yeah, I know. I think money was tight for them because they still had Kobe. They had you brought in Powell, so you were probably have to pay him. They had LO,
Got to.
and they were gonna
Then
and then
and
Bynum
then
was coming in.
Bynum was quote unquote the second best center in the league, so you got to pay
Yeah.
him.
So I think their money was just tied up in a lot of different places. Didn't have room to get them. So
Yeah. And it's like, what am I talking about though? They did win the title. Like that's what make it bad. Like when you say that, like, cause they did win the fucking title. Like, but like I said, I just think it aged them a little bit. Like I think they would have been more suited for the younger teams like the OKCs and shit like that because ultimately Ron Artest was tough against them teams, but not real tough. Like
yeah. I kind of wish the Lakers would have signed LaMarcus Aldridge before he went to San Antonio. I thought he would have been a good. I thought he would have been a good pickup for them.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's when the Lakers were like whiffing on everybody though. They couldn't get anybody to save their lives during that time. They lost out on like Melo, on LaMarcus Aldridge. They couldn't keep Dwight, so they couldn't even pay enough to get people to come to the Lakers.
I think the signing, like recent signing that I didn't like from Boston, was the Jabari Parker one.
He sounds with Barry Parker.
They picked up Jabari.
No, I'm talking about recent, like when we had him on the team.
Oh, okay.
I like the Gerald Green pickup. Gerald Green was my dude, bro. 9-finger.
Oh, he retired and came back.
He's in the big three now. I think like one of the ones I would say we missed out on would be obvious is the Kevin Durant, but nobody can control that. Him going to,
I mean, do you feel like you missed out on bringing IT back or re-signing Kyrie?
No, I didn't like. I get it, but I would have liked it more if Shaq didn't wear green.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked it more if Shaq was not in a Boston jersey.
So I'm guessing like Gordon Hayward's probably your worst signing that you probably did. Huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say too. That Gordon Hayward's another one.
Because you guys overpaid for him.
I think if he wasn't there too, I think if Gordon Hayward wasn't there, like if he never had to come back into the fold, then I think we could have definitely made a run that year. If that was the year Kyrie got hurt, right?
Yeah, but he was linked. He's been linked to going back since they hired Brad Stevens. They knew that he was going to come back. So
yeah, fuck that dude. Hey, fuck that dude. That's just what it is, man. Like we wasted a couple of years, bro. We could have been doing something. And it's like Brad Stevens too, like, but that was just young Brad Stevens. He went with his gut, and it's like now him being in that executive office, he probably sees like, oh no, these two guys that I got here, and Tatum and Brown, like, no, I got something special.
What about Kemba?
No, I didn't. I wanted. I was excited to get Kyrie. Right, I was like, all right, we could do something because now Jason Tatum and them, they got a a top 10 point guard, top 15, wherever you want to rank him in. Point guard that actually knows how to pass the damn ball, so you can get him open. He knows what he's doing. He's a champion, so he can spread that that knowledge onto them. But once Kyrie got there, I was like, oh shit, we could do something with it. But then his health started to come into play, and I was like, nah, this is a waste of time. And then when he was like, oh, I'm gonna stay. I was like, no, he's not. I was like, no, he's not. He's not staying. Like, as soon as he said it, I was like, he's not staying, bro. That's something somebody that's not staying says. He's not staying. He's going to leave. So I said, Bunky, got to start looking for another one. Then they go get Kemba. I didn't really like the Kemba signing because I was like, all right, now you're getting another score first point guard. and you're still not giving the range to Tatum and Brown, which I also think which slowed Tatum and Brown understanding who was one and who was two because you had Kyrie, then you had Kemba, and those are two ball dominant point guards. So I like the Kyrie signing. I didn't like the Kemba signing. But yeah, any more signings y'all didn't like?
Nah, I think I'm good.
I mean, for the Lakers, I didn't like the Luol Deng signing. They finally got off the books on that signing.
Oh yeah, that was a robbery. You said put your hands up.
And then the Timothy Mozgov signing, I didn't like that at all either.
Timothy Mozgov. What about the what was his name? Roy Hibbert. Did he sign with the Lakers?
Yeah, that was like a short-term deal though, so that wasn't like
that guy was like, yeah. Roy Hibbert was. You see me, Trent? He was like this. This is his trajectory. Yeah.
No cat.
No trajectory. He went straight down. Like he went straight down. That guy was something else, man. You know who I miss?
Who?
Spencer Hawes.
I forgot about him. When he like the 7-foot center?
Yeah, that was my guy.
You're talking about a 7-foot center, like ain't most of them.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, they're normally 9 feet.
He was
normally 9 feet.
I think he was like 00 or some shit like that.
Nah, he was like one of them first stretch centers though in this like kind of this era or whatever.
Yeah, he did wear 00.
Yeah.
Spencer Hawes. I liked Chris Anderson on the Heat.
Birdman,
yeah, I liked him on the Heat. When he's old, he get up, give him that little spark. Like he has some athleticism on him. I would say like one of my favorite players that like I don't talk about much is probably Michael Beasley.
Yeah, I love Michael Beasley.
Michael Beasley. I think he's another one. If he was put in the right situation where he could, like, if he was the guy in that situation he was just built around, yeah, I think he could like give you a contending team, man.
Yeah, just going to Miami, that was.
Yeah, I think
I think mentality wise, like he already said that like he just wasn't ready. Like him, he was dealing with a lot. I don't know if that's the ideal because his game suggests he could play in a lot of places. It ain't his game. It was always his mentality. Like, did he want to play?
Yeah.
No, that's 100. That's 100. And I mean, he balled out this year. Shout out to him. He balled out in the Big Three this year.
He always had game to me. Shit, like
100%. That's one of the guys.
You know, I wish he would have panned out because that was a great.
Yeah, we about to dip out now. But yeah, that's definitely one of the guys. But let's close it out here, fellas. Get up out of here. Final thoughts. Boo up.
You said boo up.
Yeah, I said boo up.
Don't pod and drive. See y'all on Muffin Wednesday.
Don't pod and drive. Boo up. Trent, final thoughts.
Good show. Chill show. See y'all Friday.
A little laid back today. You know, sometimes we have our laid back, chilled out. Mel, thank you for stopping by, brother. Final thoughts.
Shout out to the Las Vegas Aces, man. First professional team.
Congratulations! That's right.
First professional team in Vegas to win a championship. So they're going to celebrate tomorrow with a ride on the strip. So definitely shout out to the Aces.
Just be safe.
Yeah, definitely for sure, man. But shout out to the Aces. Shout out to Becky Hammond, Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray, all those lovely young ladies who brought home a championship here to Vegas. So that's awesome to see that.
Oh, 100%, man. You guys have a good night. Enjoy that football tonight. I know I'm keeping my fingers crossed because right now Buop leading us for the monies, you know, and I don't want to send them the monies. I really don't want to send them the monies, you know. You feel me? 2 more games left.
Keep 5.
Who you picked? Who you picked, Buop?
Next week.
Who you picked, Derek?
I know I ain't gonna lie. I know I picked Buffalo. I know that.
I think everybody picked Buffalo.
Right. I don't know if I picked. I think I might have picked Philly. Or I could have picked Minnesota. I don't know. That's a pick'em game.
That is a pick'em game, and it's like, oh man, I just need y'all all to just go Vikings. I need all y'all to go Vikings. So you know.
Right.
You know, I hear you.